Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis here at the Satellite Digital Media Studios here in San Francisco. Welcome to our San Francisco 49ers kind of mid-season report on Niners Radio here as we're the 49ers enjoying their bye week. We're going to do a recap of the first half of the mid-season point. 49ers right now sitting at 4-4 at 500. As they're enjoying their bye week this week, the 49ers are coming off their win with their victory over the Rams last Sunday, and Christian McCaffrey having a game of the ages, catching a pass for a touchdown, throwing a pass for a touchdown, rushing for a touchdown. One of two or three players have done that. Of course, Walter Payton did it for the Bears back in 1979, and LaDainian Tomlinson against the Raiders back in 2005 over at the Coliseum in Oakland. Yours truly was there to witness that history back when I was covering that for Channel 29, doing a feature back in 2005. Let's take a look of the team stats. By the way, this segment is presented by Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster is the official ticket provider for your San Francisco 49ers. As we look at the team offensive stats for the first half, offensively, Jimmy Garoppolo throwing for 1,691 yards, 11 touchdowns with a quarterback rating of 100.7. And then, of course, Jeff Wilson now with the Miami Dolphins, who just got traded last Tuesday at the trading deadline. He had 92 carries for 468 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 5.1 yards. Christian McCaffrey, had 26 carries for 132 yards, averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Deebo Samuel, 24 carries for 138 yards, averaged 5.8 yards per carry. Jimmy Garoppolo, 13 carries for 23 yards, 1.8 yards. And then Brandon Ayuk, 38, has 438 yards per reception, averaging 12.7 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel, 387 yards, averaging 12.1 yards, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle, 318 yards, averaging 11.4 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then rounded up, Juan Jennings have 180 yards, averaging 12.9 yards. Kyle Juszczyk, he has 153 yards, averaging 13.9 yards. Jeff Wilson, 91 yards and receptions and averaging 9.1 yards per catch. And then look at the overall numbers. Jimmy Garoppolo, he has 1,714 all-purpose yards, averaging 11.2 yards per touch. And then Jeff Wilson Jr., who's now with the Miami Dolphins, 559 yards, all-purpose yards, averaging 5.4 yards. And then Deebo Samuel, 456 yards, averaging 8.1 yards. So looking at the first half, as we look towards the second half, the 49ers will take a look of our from our roll-in of our shot screen. We'll take a look at some of the shot screen just the 49ers as we begin the second half. We'll try to pull this up. Try to pull it up. We're going to try to pull this up. I'm going to try to pull it up while we're recording this. So we're just trying to capture it. So we're just going to take a look of what's going on. I'm not be able to do the roll-in at this time. So where we're at now, then, and where we're at now. So we take a look of the schedule coming up for the second half for the 49ers. Of course, they'll be back next week. They'll be back 1 week from tonight. They'll take on the LA Chargers. I keep on forgetting they're not the San Diego Chargers anymore. All I can just think about the rematch of Super Bowl 29 back 28 years ago. They'll play the Chargers 1 week from tonight for Sunday Night Football on NBC. That's going to be a 5:20 kickoff time, and they'll start off. The Niners will begin four of the next five games will be at the Mecca at Levi's Stadium to start the second half. They'll take on the Chargers next week. That will be a rematch of Super Bowl 29. And the Niners try to go for the sweep against both of the LA teams. They've already beaten the Rams twice, and now they're trying to go for the trifecta. But it will not come easy. The Niners have lost five. The Chargers have beaten the 49ers five straight, going back to 2002. And at least four of those 5 games, those games were won by Phillip Rivers. If I could just, the Niners last time, the Niners have not beaten the Chargers anywhere. Their last win versus the Chargers was back in 2000, and then they have not beaten them in the Bay Area since 1997. And that's going to be a 5:20 next Sunday. That will be on NBC Sports, as Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth will give you the play-by-play in action. And then Football Night in America will proceed at approximately at 4 o'clock for the next hour and 20 minutes 1 week from today. That will be on NBC. And then 49ers pregame live with Rod Brooks, Carlos Ramirez, and the Hitman, Dante Whitner. That will be at 4 o'clock, along with Niners insider Matt Mayoko and Jeremy Lee Chan. That will be at 4 o'clock on NBC Sports Bay Area. Then 49ers post-game live will follow immediately after the game on NBC Sports Bay Area. And the 49ers will have their post-game, and 49ers post-game will also be on NBC Bay Area as well. So we're taking a look at the second half of the schedule. So then the Niners will take on the Chargers. Then you look at the second half. The Niners 1 week from tomorrow night, or 2 weeks from tomorrow night, as we're doing this taping, they'll take on the Arizona Cardinals, and then they'll play the New Orleans Saints on the 27th, the wraparound after Thanksgiving weekend. And then it gets more interesting because after that, on the 27th, then the Niners will play. Then after that, the Niners will, after they'll play them, they'll play. I'm trying to pull this up, and they'll play the Miami Dolphins. The two Florida teams will be making back-to-back visits to the Mecca on Sunday, December 4th. They'll play the Miami Dolphins, a rematch of Super Bowl 19. And that's going to be a rematch. And that will be, of course, the Dolphins have beaten San Francisco in the last 5 head-to-head meetings. and that'll be a 105 game. And then Tom Brady comes back to the Bay Area. Most likely this will be his final time in the Bay Area. That would be on August or December 11th. That'll be a 125 game as the Buccaneers will take on the Niners. And then after that game on the 11th, as we get towards down the stretch, they'll play the Seahawks on Thursday, about a little more than a month from now, though. That could be for the NFC West. 5:15. That will be on Amazon Prime, KTVU, Fox 2 in the Bay Area. Probably going to pick up that game, or NBC Bay Area. We don't know yet. And then their second to last home game of 2022, they'll play the Washington Commanders. That will be on Christmas Eve, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas Eve. That'll be a 105 kickoff. That will be on CBS. Then on New Year's Day, the Niners will travel to take on the Raiders for a renewing a longtime interconference rival matchup down at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. As we take a look of and then they'll wrap it up against the Arizona Cardinals, and that will be the day and time will be determined depending on the race in the NFC for the playoff picture. Now let's just take a quick look of the playoff picture standings. Or no, we're going to take a look of we'll take a look at what's going on in the NFC West. The Seahawks right now, so let's just take a look at the standings of the NFC, which is I'm going to just take a look at the standings right now. In the NFC, take a look at the standings of the NFC. So looking at the 49ers, the Niners right now, they are one game behind Seattle for first in the NFC West. They will play the Seahawks for that game on December 15th. And remember, the Niners have only beaten the Seahawks only just once since 2011. They've lost 10 of their last 11 up there. So the Niners sit there, and they have a record. Their record in conference play is for divisional record. The Niners are 3-0, and they have that first tiebreaker. The Rams are 1-2 in divisional record, and then also one. And the Cardinals are the only team winless in the division. So this is an opportunity for the 49ers to, they will not be playing no more home games or playing no more road games east of the Mississippi. They'll be pretty much home the rest of the way. with everybody coming back, with Kyle Juszczyk and then Eric Armstead getting ready to come back, can the Niners make a run of this in the second half? That's the question is. They're getting people back healthy. They now have that explosive running game. Can the Niners make that run of it in the second half? And looking at the NFC, you have the Eagles are the top spot in the NFC, then followed by Minnesota. Seattle would be third. Atlanta would be fourth. Remember, the Niners, with that 35-17 loss to the Falcons right now in first place, they don't have the tie. They lose. The Falcons would have that tiebreaker for the number 3 seed. So it's important for the Niners if they could try to ride the ship and get back, try to see if Seattle Seahawks people say there's going to be a rebuilding year, and not was a lot expected with Russell Wilson gone and Bobby Wagner now with the Rams. This was supposed to have been a rebuilding year, and their defense right now Geno Smith has been playing some good football, and they still got the dangerous DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And then the Niners, I really believe this is where the Niners are going to get people back. They could make a run of this in the second half. And, we'll see what happens, though, from here on out. And we'll be giving you wall-to-wall coverage as we get towards the stretch drive. And we're also going to take a reminder coming up. So we'll just take a look at the and coming up. We'll also next Sunday in 1 week we'll have our next 49ers tailgate. We'll air it sometime later the following week, and the annual Thanksgiving drive, the annual Thanksgiving food drive will be collected not by the 49er 408 chapter, the Niners squad. They'll be doing their non-perishable food item during the month of November on the 13th on the tailgate, and you bring in box stuffing with mashed potatoes in boxes, gravy, dried gravy packets, canned yams, all kind of non-perishable canned foods, and so much more. And you could donate. Donate to them for, we'll give you the website in just a moment. It's a thing did by the 49ers 408 chapter. And we're going to give you that information, and we'll give you that information just a moment. That as we're doing this taping, they'll have their toy drive giveaway. Or not the toy drive, that would be in a month from now, but they'll be having that in the month, and I'm just going to give you the full. We're going to have to give you the full. Where the information is from our. So this is going to be a great event. So it's going to be non-perishable food, like boxes of stovetop stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy, mixed vegetables, canned yams, cranberry sauce, canned veggies, green beans, corned beans. All donations will help for a family who are in needs. This is a good donation. The tailgate, this is going to be tailgate by that'll start from 1:30 to 5 p.m. Come on by if you're going to come on by. Feel free. This is from our good friends, Miss Trey Bracewell. Trey and her husband, Chuck Anthony. They do great events. You see her on Niners Tailgate, one of our pregame shows. It will be at Empire Row, Green Lot 1, pole number 20. And come on by, drop off some food for a great, great cause. And Trey and her husband, Chuck, they do a phenomenal job doing these events every year. So we are pretty much, and then Niners and Chargers 1 week from tonight, and it's going to be a 5:20 kickoff. That'll be on NBC, which preceded by Football Night in America at 4 o'clock Pacific on NBC. And then the game will be on the Niners flagship station on KMBR 680, 104.5 FM as Greg Papa and Tim Ryan with the play-by-play in action. And if you want to purchase tickets, plenty of tickets are still available if you're going to be in the area. Go to Ticketmaster.com/49ers. Ticketmaster.com is the official ticket provider for your San Francisco 49ers. Well, that's going to do it for now. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. Thank you for listening to the special edition of 49ers Midseason Report on Niners Radio. I'd like to thank all of you for watching this segment on this 49ers radio podcast. We'll have some more features, and next week we're going to get ready for the stretch drive. Niners Radio will take you from here all the way to Super Sunday. We hope to Arizona as the Niners make a push to run towards the NFL playoffs. For now, I'm Brian Professor B. Davis, and so long from the Satellite Digital Media Studios in San Francisco. Thank you for watching San Francisco 49ers Midseason Report on Niners Radio. Niners Radio is an association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network. 49ers faithful to the Bay. Go Niners!